Smell that? Smells like the actor strike is over. Yes everyone, welcome back to the weekly entertainment news video here. We've got tons to go over. Of course, the actor strike is finally over, so we can definitely be discussing that and everything that they've announced since then. We've got Marvel side of things here, a lot of like movie and TV shows, updates when it comes to all of that. And of course, as usual, timestamps will be in the description down below for everything that we discuss here. So anything that you want to skip around to, anything that you're more interested in for you, timestamps will be always in the description down below. Now, in terms of the usual YouTube stuff here, like I mentioned in last week's episode, I'm trying to reach 300 subscribers by the end of the year. Now, if you are new to the channel, you do like this type of content along with other stuff that I do on the channel, please definitely consider hitting that subscribe button so that way you're always in the know when it comes to these videos. Smash that like button, really does help the channel, so I do appreciate all of that. But we're going to just dive right into it here. We're going to be talking about a couple of trailers here. Now, in terms of the Ghostbuster trailer, it got released earlier this week. I haven't seen the trailer just because I haven't seen the previous movie. I'm planning on doing a rewatch with all the Ghostbuster movies. So that trailer I just haven't checked out because I am planning on checking out all the movies in March in time for that movie. So that trailer got released. Now, for the first trailer, it's going to be about the Mean Girls movie musical, I believe it is. And I'll be completely honest with you. Watching that trailer, it does look like it's a like for like from the original movie, like the Mean Girls with like Lindsay Lohan. For me, it really didn't like grip me, it didn't capture me. It does look like a bit of fun. It has got some like comedy elements to it, but in terms of like the trailer overall, it just really didn't like grip me. I'd rather watch the original. I do believe this is a musical, so it's going to go for like that different vibe and different tone to it. But in terms of the trailer overall, I just didn't think that it worked for me in my personal opinion. It just felt really too much like that original like Mean Girls movie itself. So I might check out the movie depending on like honestly other people's reviews about it. But if you have seen the trailer, what are your thoughts about it? Do you think you'll be checking it out? Will you give it a miss? Let me know in the comment section down below. But in terms of the next trailer that we've got here, now I spoke about this is the Eddie Murphy Christmas movie Candy Cane Lane trailer. We got more of like details in terms of like the plot. We got more details in terms of the trailer. It's about 2 minutes long, I believe. And honestly, the trailer does look like a lot of fun. It looks like a very Christmassy movie, like those typical Christmas movies. And honestly, if it wasn't for like Eddie Murphy being part of this movie, I honestly would have just given this a complete miss. But with Eddie Murphy part of this project, it looks like a Hallmark movie. Somebody mentioned it in my comment when we first saw the teaser trailer for this. And honestly, they are right. It does look like a Hallmark movie. It does have the potential to be a good, entertaining, fun family movie. So I'm leaning towards checking it out based on this trailer, like the latest trailer we got here, because there are some good, funny dialogues in there from time to time. So if you have seen the trailer for this one again, let me know in the comment section down below. Would you be checking out this one? Do you think you'll give it a miss? What are your thoughts are about the trailer? Let me know in the comment section down below. But for the final trailer that really honestly is probably my favorite trailer of the week is the Inside Out 2 trailer. Now this one just has a lot of enjoyment from it. I really enjoyed the first one. I remember checking it out in the cinemas when it came out and I had a lot of fun with it. It's a great Pixar movie, and with the trailer, like it was sort of a small teaser trailer. They didn't really reveal too much in terms of what the plot is going to be about. We know it's going to be Riley as a teenager, so there's going to be these new emotions attached. So you've got the anxiety emotion, who's being played by Maya, who is from Stranger Things. But based on like that small little teaser that we did see, I honestly do think that it's going to be a lot of fun. I really am excited to check that out. Shame about the voice casting, because 2 of the voice castings aren't going to be returning. It looks like it was due to like budgetary reasons, money reasons, which honestly is a shame, but I kind of didn't really see any differences in terms of the teaser trailer, so I'm hoping it's not too noticeable. I really am looking forward to this. I really am curious to see how this movie is going to be playing out. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section for this one. Have you seen the trailer? Have you seen the first movie? What your thoughts are about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, now for the first news story we've got here, and I feel like I do this every week, we're getting a bloody remake for an older movie here. Now with this one being The Longest Yard, starring Adam Sandler here. And I'll be completely honest with you, it's been a really long time since I've seen this movie. I really do remember enjoying this movie, but it has been a while. But I'm just honestly just getting more and more baffled each and every week. We're getting remakes of these original movies, of these movies that we've had from the 90s to the early 2000s, and another one that's going to be doing a remake. Now I know what you're thinking, the Adam Sandler movie was a remake from the original movie, and honestly I do get that, but it just around that time of when this movie came out with Adam Sandler, Hollywood wasn't doing remake after remake after remake, but it feels like this nowadays it's just all about remakes, all about live action remakes, all about old school remakes that they want to do rather than coming up with original ideas. And honestly, if you've done 2 remakes or done 2 versions of this movie, why go for a third one? I honestly just don't see the point in it. Again, I always lean towards like the first one rather than the remake, because the remakes never hit the same as it does with the original or with the first movie. But like I said, it's been a while since I've seen it. I might have to rewatch it just to get my like mind up to date when it comes to this movie and see how they're going to go with a remake side of things here. But you hear this, what are your thoughts about this? Do you think it's worth doing a remake? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below for that one. Okay, now for the next news story this came out here, it's coming from the Hollywood Reporter, confirming here the Legend of Zelda movie is in the work, with Wes Ball directing the live action feature for Sony and Nintendo, which is extremely protective of its IP when it comes to Hollywood adaptations. I'll be completely honest with you, this really did catch me off guard, especially because it's coming from Sony rather than Universal, because you would think that after the Super Mario Brothers that Universal would lean more towards trying to get this IP rather than Sony. And with Sony, I kind of don't trust them when it comes to like certain movies. So it was really interesting to see that Sony is going to be teaming up with Nintendo to take on The Legend of Zelda. Now when it comes to the game, again, I'll be completely honest with you, I've never played The Legend of Zelda games, but I always hear such praise and such great things about it. What's really interesting here is confirming that Wes Ball is going to be the one directing this. Now, he's mostly known for the Maze Runner trilogy, a movie I've never seen, I've never checked out, so I can't really comment on that. But I thought that was really interesting that they're going to go for this director with Maze Runner. I don't really see similarities when it comes to Maze Runner and The Legend of Zelda. I am actually genuinely curious about this and who they're going to be casting here. Everybody's speculating that with it being Sony, that Tom Holland is going to be cast in this role, which I wouldn't honestly genuinely be surprised if that they do go for that route. But I remember they mentioned this like a few months ago about wanting to develop a live action movie for The Legend of Zelda. Really curious that they're not going to go for like an animated movie rather than going for like a live action movie. I'm really curious about that and see how that's going to be developed and portrayed. But if you are a Legend of Zelda fan, what are your thoughts about this being turned into a live action remake? What your thoughts are about being with Sony? Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. Okay, now for the next news story, we kind of got like a minor update when it comes to Shrek 5. Now this isn't like concrete or confirmation from like the studio heads or anything like that, but it's showing here that an NBC Universal employee who was in LinkedIn listed the film on their 2025 LinkedIn profile, but then quickly deleted the post. Now, like I said, it's not coming from like a studio head, but with it being part of LinkedIn now, with LinkedIn is sort of like a Facebook, social media kind of thing for businesses and for employees. And with this one, somebody posting something about a movie and then quickly deleting it after like the traction that it got kind of feels like it's more like a legitimate thing, because why would you post it about Shrek 5 if you're not really like part of the project? So that kind of makes it feel like it's really happening. And honestly, I'm really pumped about that. Like, I love the Shrek franchise. 1, 2, 3, I'm kind of like hit and miss on, and then 4, but like the first 2 Shrek movies, I always go back and rewatch, especially with like Shrek 2, one of my favorite movies in the franchise. And then you've got the Puss in Boots movies. Like, if you haven't seen the latest Puss in Boots movie, spoiler alert, they sort of hinted towards like leaning back towards the Shrek franchise in the post-credit scene of that movie. But honestly, a really enjoyable movie. Honestly, the Puss Last Wish movie, I highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Definitely a great entertaining movie. And so I'm just so happy that they are going to be going back towards the Shrek universe. My only worry is that they're going to be kind of leaning towards new animation style, which I really hope that's not the case, because I kind of like what they do with Shrek in terms of Shrek, Donkey, all the characters and how they look animation style wise. So I'm really pumped about it. And like I said, you can't go wrong with Shrek, with the characters, if everybody's going to be returning in terms of the voice casting. But you hear this, Shrek 5 is going to be in development here. What are your thoughts are about that? Have you seen all the Shrek movies? Which one are your favorites? Let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, now for the next news story we've got here is kind of one that honestly has pissed me off. Is coming from the Hollywood Reporter, confirming here that Warner Brothers has shelved John Cena's Coyote vs. Acme movie a year after it completed filming. The animated feature was greenlit as an HBO Max film before considering a theatrical release. This movie, I don't know if a lot of people have heard about it, but I heard about this and I was really looking forward to this movie. So if you weren't aware, it's about Looney Tunes Coyote going after the corporate company Acme, suing them for all the faulty products that he has received over the years. So it's going to be kind of this meta courtroom movie with John Cena playing the lawyer for the corporate Acme company, And then you have Wile E. Coyote in the courtroom taking on this big company. And honestly, I was really, really looking forward to seeing this type of movie. I really do love the Looney Tunes. Growing up, I'm a huge fan of them. Always watching them as a kid. Say what you want about Space Jam 2. I had a fun time with that movie. Now, it may not have been as good as the first movie, but I really enjoyed just seeing these Looney Tune characters, the story with the Looney Tunes characters, and all of that. I had a fun time with it. So the fact that they're going to be shelving this movie for tax purposes, so basically doing the same shit that they did with the Batgirl movie, writing it off for tax purposes, it just, like, who is making these decisions? Like, who comes up with these ideas at Warner Brothers? Because the frustrating thing is that, like, it's not the fact that this movie's in early production or that they're in the middle of filming it. The movie's done. It was ready to be released. There was even like some test screenings, and like people got to see the movie and were praising this movie, how heartfelt it is. There was some people even mentioning how they cry at the end of the movie because it's such a great movie. And then you're going and just shelving it. Like, what the actual... So it goes in the article here that the feature, which sources believe cost around $72 million to make, had key Warner Brothers talents involved in front of the camera and behind the scenes. The feature, which sources believe cost around $72 million to make, had key Warner's talents involved in front of the camera and behind the scenes, starring John Cena in the movie, with DC co-head James Gunn also producing the feature. And they mention here that with the relaunch of the Warner Brothers Pictures animation in June, the studio has shifted its global strategy to focus on theatrical releases. With the new direction, we have made a difficult decision not to move forward with the Coyote vs. Acme. We have tremendous respect for the filmmakers, cast and crew, and are grateful for the contribution to the film. David Zaslav, you dumb piece of... It just really, it's the fact that they've done it with the Batgirl movie. They're doing it now to save, what, $30-40 million apparently for this movie. I don't understand the choice. Like, I really was looking forward to this movie, and just the fact that they did that, it just absolutely baffles me and just really questions me in terms of like Warner Brothers. Like, especially if you're like a writer or like an actor, like, this is 2 movies that they've done within the past year. Why would you want to go work with Warner Brothers? Like, it really does baffle me when it comes to that. Like, I'm sorry, but David Zaslav is just a piece of shit who has no idea what the hell he's doing, and whoever's making these decisions really needs to like take a hard look at themselves, because these decisions that they're doing with axing these movies for tax writing purposes, it's so let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What your thoughts are about this movie being written off, what your thoughts are about the plot in terms of the movie. Would you have checked it out? Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. But the next news story we've got here is the big one of the week. One of the big ones of the week here. We finally got confirmation that the actors' strike is finally over. The writers' strike, the actors' strike has been completed. They finally got the tentative agreement here. So again, coming from the Hollywood Reporter confirming the strike is over. Actors make a deal with the studios after 118 days. After a grueling 118 days on strike, the SAG-AFTRA has officially reached a tentative agreement on a new 3-year contract with studios, a move that is heralding the end of the 2023 actors' strike. So we're continuing in the article here, saying that in a message to the members Wednesday night, the union said that the pact is valued at over $1 billion. I guess that's probably why they wrote off that flipping Coyote movie then, to try and save the flipping money. And it includes pay increase higher than what other unions received this year, a streaming participation bonus, and regulations on AI. The tentative deal also includes higher caps on health and pension funds, compensation bumps for background performance, and critical contract provisions protecting diverse communities. If the deal is ratified, the contract could soon go into effect, and if not, members would essentially send their labour negotiation back to the bargaining table with AMPT. So one example when it comes to like the AI kind of thing here we've got is confirmation. So for example, if a Frankenstein actor contains recognizable features of real-life actors, studios must get permissions. So, for example, if you're using Brad Pitt's smile or Jennifer Aniston's eyes, I find it very ironic that they're using these two as like place markers here, but if you're using both of them, both would have a right of consent, said Duncan Cabri-Island, the union's chief negotiating. So basically confirming here that like studios would need permission, because honestly, even that, as I mentioned throughout the week, that studios were wanting to even like use dead people, like dead actors, without family's permission, without anybody's permission, and be able to use them like whenever they like. So it's so good to hear that they are going to have permission just to use simple modifications for any like things that they are doing. But with the announcement, with the strike being over, so many things were flooding in terms of like announcements here. But before we talk about what's going to be announced, we should be expecting a lot more news now when it comes to like things that they are going to be updating. So possibly updates when it comes to Scream 7, Final Destination, Friday the 13th, Power Rangers, Chucky Season 3, like the final 4 episodes, Sonic 3 and the Knuckles TV series. But we're getting confirmation here. So the Penguin, as we discussed last week, is now being fast-tracked to be resumed filming here. Venom 3 is now going to be delayed to November 8th of 2024 as they're working on finishing production when it comes to that. So you've got Beetlejuice 2, which apparently only has 2 days left of filming. That's going to be worked on. You've got Gladiator 2 now going to be worked on as well. James Gunn confirming that Superman Legacy is now going to begin filming in March of next year, and we're going to be hearing more casting updates when it comes to that. We got confirmation here that Stranger Things, the final season of Stranger Things, is going to start filming in a couple of weeks. Also confirmation that Welcome to Derry, as we discussed last week, now going to start resuming filming at the end of November. So all these floodgates of just these things after the actor strike got announced, they are going to be focusing on working on that. So we're going to get so many things. Let's hope they don't rush everything, but we are going to start having more updates when it comes to filming, set photos, all of that stuff in the next like couple of months here as everything goes back to filming, more casting news and all that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts about this? What are you most excited about? Let me know all of that in the comment section down below, because as we're going through the final news story here, it's in terms of like the strike along with Marvel side of things here, because with the first news story we've got confirmation when it comes to like Blade, that has been confirmed to be rated R. So you've got Echo, you've got Daredevil Born Again, you've got Blade now all being rated R, which honestly is just such a huge sigh of relief. Thank God that they are going to be going for like a more grounded approach. And with Blade, honestly, after everything that they went through, the shit show in terms of like the production, having this more consistency when it comes to like the good news with Blade, I'm honestly really happy about that. We also got confirmation too from the big man himself, Kevin Feige, in regards to the article from Variety, confirming here, debunking more from the Variety article. Kevin Feige says they haven't recently talked about Iron Man or Black Widow returning for an Avengers movie. Him basically confirming here, saying we'll have to see. So they haven't been planning doing an Avengers movie, and like I mentioned in last week's video with the Variety article, a lot of things were just being debunked. The director of the Marvels movie has also come out in terms of like what they were saying about her, so it's just a lot of like things that just weren't adding up with the article. But in terms of like Black Widow, Kevin Feige has confirmed they are working on a secret project with Scarlett Johansson at Marvel Studios. Now whether it's going to be like a Black Widow prequel movie or a different kind of project, we'll have to wait and see. But I mentioned it last week, I thought like Scarlett Johansson and Disney relationship being strained. Looks like that's not the case. So we're going to be seeing Scarlett Johansson in the MCU. I'm guessing it's going to be something in terms of like before her time as like Avengers Endgame time, but we'll have to wait and see when it comes to that. But as we're continuing with the Marvel side of things here, it has been confirmed that Deadpool 3 is going to be again moving into production once again. Ryan Reynolds actually posted about his dog, saying here that dog Paul saved the day, not a chance in Gremlin hell, but she is currently causing the Disney plushie merch department nightmares, coming with the movie in summer 2024. So basically confirmation that dog Paul is going to be part of the Deadpool 3 movie. To be honest, a really interesting picture, really interesting choice there when it comes to like the outfit as well. But we have got confirmation that dog Paul is going to be coming to Deadpool 3 and saying summer 2024. Now everybody assumed that the release date is going to be remaining the same when it comes to like May 2024. However, we did get later on confirmation here that with Deadpool 3 continuing filming, it's confirming here coming from the deadline, Marvel's Deadpool 3 moves to July 2024 and Captain America Brave New World to 2025 as Disney shakes up schedule due to the actor strike. And that's not all as well, because they also confirmed a couple of other things when it comes to like the Marvel side of things here. So you've got Blade has been delayed once again to November 7th of 2025. Thunderbolts has been delayed to July 25th of 2025. So basically next year we're only going to have one Marvel movie coming out, which is going to be Deadpool 3, so that's July of next year. So I believe it's going to have the Echo series, you're going to have Deadpool 3, and I think one more series is going to come out. I think it's Agatha Covenant of Chaos. In terms of movie side of things here, we're only getting one movie, and then next year we're getting Captain America 4, Thunderbolt and Blade. And then also when it comes to like Captain America 4, they've even confirmed here that Captain America Brave New World wasn't well received at internal test screenings, so they're going to spend up to 6 months of reshoots are being planned, with multiple sequences being cut out or reworked, hence a delay to 2025. Now 6 months of reshooting is honestly a lot. If it's just reshoots, it just feels like they're going to be working a lot on rewriting the whole movie. But honestly, it just shows that they are like opening their eyes, they're focusing on better things when it comes to like the movie, or when it comes to like Marvel side of things here. And I feel like having that one movie next year of just being Deadpool 3 has a chance to really make possibly $1 billion, or if not, a really, really high amount in terms of like the box office, because everybody's going to be wanting to see Deadpool 3. And I feel like that's just going to give people a chance to just decompress. No DC movies, no Marvel movies coming out, everybody taking a break from comic book movies in terms of like the big screen. So I feel like that might just be the thing that they need when it comes to like Marvel side of things here, to just calm everything down, rework everything, focus on what they need to improve, especially because like again Captain America 4 focusing on like reshoots and stuff. I feel like this is going to slowly just not bring the MCU back to the glory days or say that the MCU is back, but I just feel like this is going to be like the best steps moving forward. Now hopefully they're not rushing out everything, that they just take their time visually in terms of like the visual effects. And that's my main worry when it comes to like Deadpool 3, with it being coming out in July. So honestly plenty of time, but if they're going to start working on filming and everything like that, I just want it to be a really good movie. But everything now being pushed back, everything being delayed, everything being worked on, reshot, all of that stuff, let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below in terms of like the new release schedules, in terms of the Blade being rated R, in terms of like Scarlett Johansson coming back for a secret project. Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. But I thank you all so much for watching. I thank you all so much for listening. Again, if you are new to the channel, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, hitting that notification bell. And if you are on Twitter, I have got a Twitter, link is in the description down below. You can go ahead, follow me on that. But thank you again for watching. Thank you for listening. This is YK Reviews.